Hi guys, Rumblysuperset here, back again, this time doing a, I guess it's an analysis video, bro talk video slash whatever. We're going to be talking about the Skye, what we're doing here. What you're seeing, or what you're not seeing because my face cam's in the way, is me. I'm on the far right side at the bottom there. I'll kind of give you guys information if you really need it, like as far as, you know, my point allocation, my build, what I'm doing, positioning, all that stuff. We're also going to be talking about just the status of Vainglory. It's definitely been a topic of great concern lately. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just make sure we're on me here so we can see what I'm doing here. So primarily, let's get into what we're doing in game first. So I'm doing an all glass cannon Skye. So we actually have quite a bit of a pushing power here too. So luckily we all rotated. We're pushing in. We do have the early game here that don't really have a lot of damage on their side. Although Mr. V does go down, we are able to take out the Baptiste and now finally into the BF, who doesn't really have a lot of early game power. We were able to take all of them out early game in a minute down, or less than a minute actually. But anyways, so my build, again, it's glass cannon. What I'm doing is I'm probably going to go Frostburn because I want that slow so I can connect my A as much as possible. I'm also going to go into an Eve of Harvest to keep me alive since I don't have defense. Eve of Harvest is my only hope as far as still building an offensive item, so getting more damage, but also being able to survive a little bit more effectively. Because outside of the Eve, it's all about positioning. It's your major defense is your positioning. So that's what is going on here. So again, it's Frostburn, Eve, Broken Myth. The Broken Myth Eve can be interchanged accordingly to how the game's going and how you want to play. But I went Eve second, Broken Myth into a Shattered Glass, and then finally I got a Reflex Block, and then which would have gone into more than likely a potentially Aegis if I really needed it, or if need be, I could just drop the Reflex Block and go into armor if BF seemed to be the issue. Okay, so another thing too is with the Skye, I'm trying to be really aggressive because I am going glass cannon. I want to make sure that I capitalize on that. I want to make sure I come to lane as much as possible, applying pressure because my forward barrage is going to hit like a truck. So that's what is going on here. That's what the Skye is as far as build. That's what I'm doing as far as mechanics and gameplay. Point allocation, finally, that's the last topic, is now back in the day, CP Skye used to have a lot of need for the B to be overdriven first. I guess I can't really say why, but from what I've heard, the A is better to overdrive nowadays because it's all about harassing with that A. Positioning, I guess, is not as important in the early game. It's just getting that forward barrage, which, I mean, in correlation, it is involved with positioning because to connect a forward barrage, you need good positioning. But I mean, as far as Surrey Strike positioning, it's not necessarily needed to get that cooldown on your A as much. I don't know. I can't really explain why. I just talked to a lot of pro players, and they've been telling me that the A is where it's at. So that's what I've been doing here. Oh, see here, I thought the Adagio was actually going to be alive, so I tried to forward barrage him, but luckily, we're able to defend that whole situation quite well. All right, so while you guys kind of watch what's going on in game, I kind of want to talk about the status of Vainglory. As far as, in my opinion, I'm not saying it's fact. This might just be my opinion and just my experience. You guys might experience something different, which is perfectly fine and would be awesome if you guys do. Maybe it's just me experiencing this, and hopefully it just ends with me. Hopefully you guys can still enjoy the game to the level at which you had hoped. So now this isn't a video like, oh, by the way, guys, I'm not enjoying the game as much, so I'm going to stop doing videos. I'm not going to be doing YouTube anymore. That's not that. It's simply, to be honest, the current state of ranking when it comes to me, so far in my experience, has been very lackluster, and because of the trolling. I've had people go, you know, just really poor mechanically, where it basically, so I wouldn't even kind of categorize it as trolling, but more so just very unfortunate picks, very unfortunate mechanical know-how, or just then there is the actual trolls that go like, they sell other items mid-game when you're still doing fine, but because you know, they were pinging you constantly because they're definitely like the one that's supposed to be in charge, apparently, because they're a ping master here. If they don't get their way, They sell other items and buy all infusions and sit there and ping you while you're dying because he's just sitting in base watching you die now because he's trolling like a champ. That fight was really good though, by the way, right there. If you can, I'll rewind that because that was amazing. Everything lined up right there. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with me in ranked. A lot of trolling, a lot of... it feels like a lot of people are at a tier they shouldn't be, and I might be part of that category. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time, because clearly I cannot get away from this sentry in this game because I'm a boosted ape. But yeah, so I definitely feel like right now in the current state of Vainglory, there's a lot of people who were able to climb the ranks but don't quite have the mechanical know-how or just the overall knowledge to stay in that rank. And I've jumped back and forth myself, and it's a learning process, and I understand that. But I think that the problem is that ELO as it stands is it doesn't really reset anymore. And now resetting isn't necessarily the solution from what I understand. People are saying that, well, you can reset it, but it still doesn't fix the issue. It's just going to happen all over again. But I think there are steps that could fix this issue. Like, for instance, you could, instead of just going into a queue completely blind as far as what you're doing, you can select a role, and it pairs you with people who are the other two roles. So, for instance, I'm going to play a captain role today. I'm going to select captain, and then I'm going to queue up. So it's going to give me two teammates. That's one who queued up as a jungler and one who queues up as a laner. Now, that's not going to alleviate trolls. They might just choose a captain role and then go like a laner. It doesn't stop it. It's inevitable. You can never stop it, truly. But what you can do is do these different measures to kind of fix it. And I understand what they're doing with the thing where it's really harsh punishment. You lose ELO now if you dodge, because dodging is obviously an issue too. But I feel like that's just a little too much because ELO is very valuable. It truly is. And that's why people get so mad. People get so mad over trolls because it's costing them ELO in ranks. In casuals, I mean, people are going to troll anyways. It's casuals. I understand that. It's the trolls that force you to lose is what sucks in any mode. But if they're doing like a break in the meta type of build, it's casuals. That's what it's there for. It's to have fun and experiment. But if you're doing it ranked, then you have issues. But yeah, so taking away that ELO because you dodge, I think it's a little harsh because of the fact that sometimes dodging has to be acceptable in some form simply because there are trolls and they will never go away, and you have to keep your ELO in check. You can't just do every match and pray that this troll is going to actually perform when he's clearly choosing, like some off meta that's not going to work composition in a ranked match, and you're forced to rank with that guy because if you dodge, you're going to lose the ELO anyways. But again, I can't really say what is the finite solution to that. I think there are a lot of solutions that could help fix the issue in some degree, but just not entirely. We'll have to see what they're going to do. I really think that queuing up as a certain role can help alleviate some of the stress, but not fix everything again, like I said. But yeah, so that's kind of how I view the game right now. I'm getting a lot of that in any mode, really. I got it in, casuals all day today. I got it in, ranked again today. And then finally another one, on stream. If you guys watch my stream, I had a lot of trolls. It was really bad. And I'm not saying that, well, I'm so good and we lost because these guys are trolls. No, I'm simply saying that they literally trolled me, like really bad builds at VG skill tier, like just builds that don't make sense. Like they would go a hybrid build just for the heck of it. It's like, what are you doing? We're in a ranked match. Or we had a Glaive who went all scout traps for the first 15 minutes. That's literally all he bought. Scout traps at 15 minutes or whatever time, but it was for a very long time. He was just scout traps. And then eventually he picked up some boots and a clockwork, but that was it. That's all he got. And everything else was scout traps. And the first like 5 minutes, he was literally turret diving on purpose and trying to get to the back of the base by afterburning over the wall and then standing there to die. and he did it like 3-4 times. Like, clearly he was trolling, and that was in a ranked match. Things like that kind of suck. But again, hopefully things start to alleviate itself. Hopefully Vainglory, SCMC will have some solutions on the board that they might present to the community, saying, will this fix the issue? And hopefully it does. We'll have to see. But I'm still going to be recording. I'm still going to be trying to do my best to get videos for you guys. This one, I actually did record with voice, but I realized I wasn't hitting the recording button. So I decided this is a great video to use while I talk about other things Vainglory related outside of the match itself. All right, there we go. But yeah, I mean, definitely we did really good in this match, though. Let's get back into the match a little bit here. So far, I already have my Frostburn. I'm working towards the Broken Myth because I already have the Eve now, too. I think I went to Eve because I realized that I was taking a little bit of damage, and I wanted to be able to just kind of heal up in some degree. And because I am Glass Cannon, that Eve of Harvest is at its peak as far as healing. I'm doing the maximum amount of CP damage I can do at this point in time, unless I had gone like Shattered Glass instead of the Frostburn. But, you know, as far as the build, this is the peak CP I'm going to have if I was going to grab an Eve, so it's definitely working. But yeah, so let's see. Mr. V, he's laying down quite a bit of vision too. Maybe not so much currently right now, but later on you'll notice that he's actually pretty good with maintaining vision overall. I think right now, it's just the fights are so much middle side that a lot of sight gets popped. But then because we start dominating the match a lot later, we have full reign over jungle, and our scout trap and our vision starts to compound on one another. Here's where I'm really trying to position myself out of harm's way. Like I said, I don't have defense, so my only way to survive is to position myself in such a manner that I can, you know, avoid damage. And here, like this, it's a 3v1. They're trying to push this turret, but I'm going to go ahead and just try to kite as much as I can. And the BF's getting in a bad position too here, so I'm going to go ahead and do another 4 barrage and get the Baptiste. Actually, I thought it was the BF. I got the Baptiste. So there we go. And I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm like, you know what? I can go out here and do whatever I need to do here to, you know, take care of these folks. And I do. I push them back out. You know, I managed to position myself throughout the entire fight to avoid damage. It was really good. And it's a lot due partly because of, you know, the peel from the roam. I'm not saying it's all me. The roam did really good. You can see here I'm trying to get myself positioned. Pretty bad ultimate there. I kind of missed the timing on that. If I had timed it a little bit further out, I would have got that adagio, but it's alright. Here I'm trying to kill the minions because I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna die by these minions. So I'm gonna go to try to take him out. Oh, jeez. He's gonna go for that regen there. I'm gonna go ahead and like head over to whatever region I can find. This one was down, so going to the next one over. Probably go shop too. How much gold do I have? I have currently 1,800 gold on me, so I'm probably gonna buy. Yeah. So there we go. We got the Broken Myth now. So we have the Frostburn, Broken Myth, and the Eve of Harvest. We're probably gonna head towards a Shattered Glass, if need be. And I start dying a lot, which I've only died once. I'll get a reflex block, which builds into like an Aegis, or potentially just get armor for the BF. Or I don't know if I'll get Atlas Bulger. I'd probably get armor because I think I have good positioning enough where I can just kind of kite him, and the armor will keep me alive a little bit more effectively than the Atlas Bulger, I feel. Because Atlas Bulger is kind of iffy with BF because if you cast it while he's using his ultimate, it's negated. So I think Metal Jacket would be better, personally. But yeah, anyway, so heading towards the Shattered Glass next. Yeah, I mean, so far it's looking really good. Ringo is at 126 farm at 14 minutes. Not bad. It's not 10 CS, but I mean, we've been very aggressive, so he's kind of been out of lane quite a bit because we've pretty much dominated every fight. It's 8 to 19. We die a couple times here and there, but overall, like, we're doing really good. I'm actually really low on energy, though. So I think actually, yeah, okay. My next item is, in fact, the boots, the Halcyon Chargers, because I was running low on energy, and I realized that my energy depletion was too high, and I constantly run out. So I wanted to make sure I'm starting to get my energy sustain going. All right, here we go. Good fight. I'm trying to position myself to maintain my position in fight so I can keep putting out damage. Here we need to back out. It's a, what is it, 3v2, so it's definitely scary. I'm going to go ahead and just kite with the 4 barrage, doing my damage, slowing them down. Mr. V is going to go ahead and sacrifice himself for me. I'm going to go ahead and get out. 4 barrage again to slow him down with that frost burn. Not much I can do other than kind of just stick at lane. I can't really go down and really contest that because I'd be committing suicide at this point. At this point in time, I was actually scared they were getting Kraken. I really was. But I told myself, you know, if I go down, I'm going to die. So I'm just going to clear lane, go back. If they get Kraken, they get Kraken. We'll just have to take it down. Because I am out of energy. If I go down with no energy, even if they're getting Kraken and I try to steal it with no energy, I'm just committing suicide. There's no point in me going down. So I'm just going to go back, get that energy back. Have my house in charges now. Mr. V told me we should probably infuse because we're going to be fighting pretty soon. So I'm pocketing an infusion right now. So as soon as the fight breaks out, I have that going for me. We can go ahead and be a little stronger in the team fight coming up. And also Tempest Dragon's also infused. So we're looking pretty nice. None of them are infused. So we actually have an advantage in this fight. I land the ultimate on Baptiste, allowing us to get pretty good position in that. And then the Ringo does take out the Baptiste. He's getting caught out, but luckily the gifting wall from the Lance is actually keeping him in control. And me and Ringo take out the Adagio. We're actually trying to get over to the backfire. I'm saying, hey, I'm coming down. Keep him, you know, keep vision on him. And he unfortunately gets out right there. Just barely. But it's all right. We're going to take out the Crystal Sentry, get the backs, get a lot of gold out of this. Definitely a return on gold in this regards. But yeah, looking pretty good. Give that regen to Ringo. He's really low. Did I take it? No. Okay, I thought I took it for a second. Here, I'm just trying to do some damage. I'm trying to like keep him to where he can't get out, but luckily he had a reflex block up for him, so he got out of that. Still trying to poke. Tempest is telling us to kind of back up because we should probably just like regroup and figure out what's next. What's the next step here? And collect our thoughts, get our infusions refreshed if need be. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and back out at this point. No point in staying if we can't do anything with it. Keep giving the regens to Ringo though, because he's really low. No point in me taking farm just because I want the gold. It's better to go to the Ringo. So we're still infused, still looking pretty nice. Get the fronts there. Looks like they are starting to come down to the try on the left side. And let's see what we're going to do here. Looks like Lance is trying to get into a position where he can go ahead and split them up, and he actually does. So I'm actually just diving into this Baptiste. I make a huge mistake right here. Not only did I dive into the group before my team is ready, but I landed while the Dodgers using his ultimate, and that's a lot of damage on me. And, you know, Lance had to pop everything he had to keep me alive. And now at this point, it's pretty much GG in this fight at least. Lance is going out of his mind to try to survive. He's going to go ahead and use the impale over to roll over and try to survive, but then the BF uses his on point or whatever it's called. I don't know what the name of his first ability is. His execute, his whatever it's called. So they're going to grab a Kraken. It's starting to look a little bit dismal on our end because we're like, dude, we're starting to throw. Like we need to like be careful here. We can't. We're all really squishy because all of us literally are glass cannon. I mean, Ringo has a shielding there, the tier 2 shields, but I just have a reflex block. I grabbed the reflex block because I did die. I finally died, so I was like, you know what, time to get a little bit of defense here. So I got the reflex block. But yeah, so grabbing the backs here. I want to go ahead and get the gold before they grab it. I know they're pushing with Kraken though, so I have to go back up. Just do a little bit of full barrage damage on the Adagio. See what I could do. Start focusing on the Kraken though, because he's going to be wailing on it. Put down the ultimate to kind of zone them out so they can't just come out and just destroy us right away. And this is kind of where position is important though, because I can definitely chip at them, but I don't want to be in their face like I did last time, so I'm trying to be very, very careful here. Luckily, the gifting wall stunned right there. Now I can go ahead and just dive in a little bit heavier because a lot of everything has been expended. So that guy goes down too. The BF is about to go down. And he almost got the lance too, but the get the well again from the lance saved his life, along with us just picking him off real quickly. All right, so we managed to take down the Kraken here in a second, so it's not too bad. We got an ace, we got the Kraken, so we actually ended up with a lot of gold here, and I think it was actually more of a positive return than a negative. They got a lot less gold than we did. They got 300 gold. We got 500 gold for the Kraken, plus, you know, what is it, 100 gold per person, so 800 gold opposed to 300. Definitely a win in our book, so that's pretty good. Ringo is looking like he's primed and ready to go. He's going the Sorrow Blade double Tyrants and then the Tornado Trigger. Interesting. I've never really seen that particular build, but it's definitely working out for him. Here's a Fort Barrage. I don't want us to get split up, but I want to like have the Lance be with us. So like right now, I'm like, hey, we're kind of split up. We need to get up there. Because now the enemy team's seeing it too. So I'm trying to Fort Barrage, keep them in check so that they don't just dive in on the Ringo. Here we are. Looks like we actually have a great position here. I'm going to go ahead and 1v1 this Baptiste, landing my ultimate. I have to use my reflex block real quickly because I thought I was going to die. Although I didn't need to use it, I didn't know what was going to transpire right there. I didn't know if I was going to get hit. So I used it anyways just to be, you know, cautionary. Here's where the BF, again, is getting away. And we cannot secure the kill. He uses his ultimate to get over. We're just like, where'd he go? Where did he go? And yeah, we can't get him. So we're going to go and get the turret anyways. Oh. Lance scared the shit out of me, man. I thought he was like somebody else. I was like, who was that? Alright, so everybody's infused. Everybody except for Adagio is infused. CS is 161 on the Ringo at 22 minutes, whereas the laner on the enemy side is 108. I don't know if I like Baptiste as a laner. I don't know. I could definitely see where he's pretty strong. I've seen him a couple times already as a laner, and he was actually pretty formidable. But personally, I feel like there's better options out there. I think he'll be better in jungle, personally. But I don't play a lot of Baptiste, so I don't really know. Alright. Grab the last few minions here. I am full build except for my defense, so I don't really know why I'm grabbing this. My infusion is looking pretty healthy too, so. Looks like Lance is about getting ready to fight. Oh, excuse me. Putting out vision. He has a lot of vision now. You can see he has all this right here. Nice, looks good. Alright, so we don't know the direction right there yet. But Ringo goes in, is going to get caught out. But luckily, Lance is just keeping everybody controlled perfectly. The Ringo is just barely surviving there. He gets the Lance, the Impale on the BF Baptiste, and we're able to chip off him here in a second. There we go. The Adagio is going to go ahead and get picked off too. And now the BF is on the run once again. Barely misses that Impale. We're going to go ahead and try to see if we can pick him off. Finally, third time's a charm, I hope. And finally, I see him. I use my Fort Barrage. He fails on the ultimate. I guess in that one little wall, that corner, you can't use an ultimate. I don't know. But we were able to pick him off, get the ace, and call it a game. We closed out the match pretty dominantly with 13-29 with a whole 11,000 gold difference. Not too bad. I would have to say definitely a lot of the factor is that Ringo handled himself really, really well. His damage output is really good. He's really good with that stutter step too. He's really putting out the damage really quickly. And positioning is great for him. And there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode analyzing a video. It's been a long time since I've done one, but hopefully it was a little bit more of a learning experience and also an insight to what I think about the current status of Vainglory. It's not all bad. You gotta take in the good with the bad. I've learned that on Twitter. Someone said you gotta just, you know, at least people still like you. You got all these trolls, but at least people still like you. I was like, that's true. That's true. But yeah, so anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let's give everybody a thumbs up here, because everybody did a great job. Give that a 5-star. Look at the details real quick. And then we have, looks like, yeah, pretty good. The BS build's pretty standard too. Serpent Mask, Breaking Point. Looks like he was going to go into maybe a Bone Saw. No, he wouldn't go Bone Saw because none of us had armor. he would probably go more damage because he'll probably see that we don't have armor, so he wants to be able to burst us down. And then the Baptiste, unfortunately, just could not do enough. He died quite a bit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Later!